rocket jumping. A very important thing when it comes to playing soldier. So I thought today I'd do a video on how to do it. So I guess I'll start off with a simple rocket jump. So with the rocket jumper, if you want the best performance with it, I suggest you lower your graphics. If you have a bad time, with playing the game when it like lags. So what I suggest you use is one, the rocket jumper, because you take no damage with it, and it's good for practicing rocket jumps. And I consider it a good tool, because it does no damage to you. Well, you have to worry about fall damage, and if you're good at rocket jumping, you don't have to worry about taking fall damage too much. So that's something else to know. But yeah, so we'll start off with a simple rocket jump going upwards, and and then we'll move on from there. If you find this unhelpful, I'll maybe make a video later on while doing this to go over more complex rocket jumps. So yeah, but I guess we'll just get into it. We'll be doing it on a real server though, because there are some things I want to teach you. We're going to talk about a little bit about market gardening. So yeah, first off, we'll start off with a simple jump in the air, like so, looking down at the ground, jumping, and then shooting. Now I have to note that you won't go very far with this. You'll probably actually go backwards, since rocket jumping works, like in a sort of way where it's supposed to make you go forward. So if you look down and press up and jump and crouch, pressing C, which will help you later on, but I'll get into that later, you won't get very far, especially since now they changed the mechanics of rocket jumping. So a simple rocket jump is something like this. I'll start right here because this is the best platform I could find in this map without danger. So simple rocket jump, you look backward like so, but you got to do it quickly. So look backward and go downwards at the same time. Jump and press crouch. It sounds a little complicated, but you'll do it like this. So if you need more help doing it, start off with a running start. Go backwards, jump, press crouch while you're in midair, so to reduce, fall and stuff like that. And then you got the first part of rocket jumping down. Good for you. I'll do a little bit more rocket jumps in a minute here. I'll just do a few examples, like, to show, like, how right here, like, so, like, you can do more complex ones if you want, like, later on we will get into, bunny hopping is not a thing for those of you who are just new to TC2, because you played TF2, it's not, but pogoing is a thing, and we're going to talk about that one a lot, because it does vary for some people how good you are. So, simple rocket jumps backwards. Sometimes when you even mess up on a pogo jump like this, or say you messed up, like you can just go backwards and start firing again. Rockets do not hurt other people, so don't worry about it. If you're friendly, this could be an ideal weapon for you. Now, you can angle yourself in certain directions. I tend to go to the right more, like start from the right side, but it depends all on your, I guess, point of view, or like how you play better, in a sense. You can adjust it. It doesn't matter. If you play with the right of your with the right side on your mouse, it can be easier, but it all depends on you. So yeah. Next up, we're going to start talking about wall jumps, and a wall jump is, well, I'll just call it a vertical jump because I know it sounds weird, but I'm talking about it like that because, well, for one, wall jumps, they tend to be more like a vertical jump. So like, I'll do a wall jump simply right here. So that would be considered a wall jump because I jumped using the wall, or like this. You use the wall to either turn around or keep on going. It's like, it gets pretty complex at some points, and there are some jumps even I can't do because it just takes time. This wall jump, if you strafe too quickly, which is kind of what wall jumping includes, it will, hurt you in the long run. Yeah. Anyway, now, I know this is kind of quick, so I'll kind of slow it down a bit. So, wall jumping, remember, it's either you using a wall instead of the floor to bounce off of, like, to get somewhere a little bit quicker, like this. Oh, that sucked. But, I'll try to get a better example. So, it's when, instead of, like, actually going in the air, like, when you want to go a little bit more straight forward to your target and go a little more with horizontal speed, what you do is a wall jump. Like, you use the wall, jump off of it, and you get more horizontal. But when you want a greater up distance like this, you go down. And that's the big difference between wall jumps and, other jumps, Like, they tend to, well, I did not mean to do that. they tend to be, so wall jumps are tend more for, you know, going straight forward at the target at a faster speed, but just normal jumping, like you want it to use it to, you know, usually get there at a higher rate. Like you want to be higher in the air, and it's good for chasing people because wall jumping, they gotta be running in a straight line. Otherwise, when you strafe too hard, like you will miss them completely. So yeah, but otherwise, that's the only difference between the two. Besides, other than it's just another form of rocket jumping. So yeah. Next up is the pogo. So this one tends to be hard for some people, and I can understand why. They can't get the timing down, and for me, that is super easy. I do not know why, but this is. So the rocket shoots faster than you can fall, which is something interesting to me because you're already being launched by it, but it lets you yet again go faster. Lets you go. It yet again passes you. So yeah. So with the pogo, it's simple like this: you fire right before you hit the ground, and sometimes even I mess up, even though I'm really good at it. Like, so pogoing consists of firing at the ground at the right time, letting the explosion radius, giving the exploding radius enough time to reach you, and like let the game mechanic know, oh, he's still rocket jumping. Because if you hit the ground, then the explosion hits the ground. Like, you don't want to hit the ground like this. You don't want to do a beat, and then hit the. You don't want to hit the ground first. You can, but you just don't want to because it's less likely that, you know, you do it. But since there's a game mechanic here, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like b-hopping where if you're on the ground but you're still moving forward from the rocket jump, it will consider you still in the air, but only for like about half a second. So yeah, like this. So like, see how I'm still moving on the ground, but I fired anyway? That's because it still considers me in the air. But if I do it for too long, like you just saw there, it will consider me not rocket jumping anymore. So you got to be quick about it. You do have to be quick. So don't be, you know, don't be like patient about it. Don't be slow about it. The next jump we're gonna get to is a well, it is a useful jump, but not very. So I don't know what to call it. I'd call it a turnaround jump, and it's kind of useful if you want to turn around and go get him. So this jump, like, you turn around real quickly and, you know, well, basically, essentially, just go back at him and go for another garden. But that is basically it for this video because it's the basics of mark gardening. So it's the basics of rocket jumping. So yeah. If you find it helpful, consider subscribing or leaving a like. Thank you for watching, and next video we will be talking about the market gardener. So yeah, and I promise you, next video we will be doing more market gardens. It will look more interesting. It will look more flashy. I can tell you that. Next video I'll also be going over how you can use some of these jumps, you know, to your advantage, like what I just did there. It was all pogoing. Like, but if I used a wall jump here, if I used a wall jump to get here, see how much faster it's going. You can use wall jumps to catch people like spies and stuff like that too. So yeah. No, that's not a spy. He just was acting very spyish. So yeah. And then I guess I'll talk about one more thing, since it's kind of important to the whole thing. I'll talk about strafing. Strafing is very important, and it's something that allows you to slow yourself down if you're going too fast. And it's a very important tool. So I guess I'll go over this last thing, just for a bonus, kind of, so consider yourself lucky. So with strafing, it's the way you turn, and since, unlike TF2 where you use the A and D keys to turn, here they made it easier for, you know, newer players, since this is not TC2, and they want it to be more, not like it. So with strafing, what you can do is, it's when you turn, like, to one side or the other, but you do it more often, basically, is the whole point of strafing. Like, so, like, I'm going to try to find a target. So say this mechanic over here is my target. Hopefully someone on my team moves. So yeah, say I want to get to him, but like I'm going too fast. Since I strafed, as you saw in there, what would have happened was I would have gotten him, right? But like, if I didn't strafe and he moved, like, I would have just gone too high. But strafing allows you to get more distance. And a lot of you are going to say, use the parachute. Like, no, because the parachute, you know, it decreases your speed by a lot. And the whole point is that you're supposed to get in there and get out of there real quick. And strafing just allows you to do that. You just got to be really skilled to use it. So like, if I'm trying to get that angle right here, Oh, so yeah, he was right there. You saw that strafing helped me get to where I needed to. And if you need to practice with it, I suggest you download a private server. You know, get some maps that have big space areas. Not like this map because it does not have that at all. But you know, and you can, if you really want to be funny, like if you ever get tricked enough, skilled enough, you can kind of do what Mr. Hawaii does. And I say that because one time I was up the stairs, I was like, me and my friend were just joking around. I jumped up here, I let him go around, I backstabbed him basically. But yeah, market gardening is really fun, and I do support it. And I just think that it needs more people, you know, to do it. People just say, "Oh, he's just a Yusuf wannabe. He's not even helping the team." But that's why I'm making a series on this because I really think it can be useful, even in not competitively. I'm sorry, guys. Like competitively, people will just know it. Market gardeners are not taken seriously competitively, so they will shoot you down in an instant. So yeah. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. So I will see you. Is that a spy, guys? Next video. Yeah, that was a spy. I will see you guys next video. So thank you for watching, and